it's something that I just read and caught the ball.
Were you supposed to drop, or you just?
Up in that play, I was just kind of reading the guard, and he came at me, so I dropped and tried to get into that pocket where, basically where the hot throw is, and something that we planned on and expected.
What's up, guys?
Can I have a hug?
No, not you. No, after. Yeah.
Hey.
Just real quick, I think, obviously a win's a win. I think our defense, our special teams played out of their minds today. And I think as an offense, I think we just got to find a way to continue to play consistent football. The pre-snap penalties, the communication just has to continue to get better. But as a whole, I feel like we were able to make plays when we needed to. But we just got to continue to get better that way.
I really do want to hug. And the reason why, brother, is I'm so freaking proud of you. So freaking proud of you. 2018 drafted 3rd overall to one of my teams, your teams, the Jets. 3 years later, you're traded for a couple picks.
Right.
And for you to be in this position, 5-0, leading your team, even coming into the press conference that way, right? That's true leadership. That's Peyton Manning-esque. That's Tom Brady-esque, right? And now you're a candidate for to be an MVP. So I just want to say I'm proud of you.
I appreciate that.
How do you feel?
Yeah, I think, I feel good. Obviously, we got things rolling. But like I said, man, I mean, there's so much room for improvement. For us to be able to go out there against a really good team and get a win like that shows you a lot about our resilience as a team. And as an offense, too, I think just going down, we would have loved to score a touchdown or to score a touchdown on that last drive. But the way that we were able to kind of go down the field and continue to just play ball and, not get caught up in how the game's going or the flow of the game. I think we were just able to really just continue to take it one step at a time throughout the game, and you're going to go through the ebbs and flows of it. And for us to just be able to have a good drive, obviously we would have loved, like I said, to score, but to end it in a field goal and make them have to go the whole way and score a touchdown, put a lot of pressure on them to go do that.
Sorry guys, just one more. You brought up resilience. You were resilient. So anyone out there that may be dealing with something, what advice would you give them?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is lean on the people that you trust in the world. Whether it's your friends, whether it's your family, whether it's your teammates, your coaches that you're with at the time. Just continue to lean on those people, because whether you're going through tough times or whether you're having success like we are now, you just got to continue to have those relationships. And when you have those relationships, you know who you are as a person. And for me, I'm very confident in who I am as a person. So I'm never going to change that way. And I feel like we have a lot of guys in that locker room with that same kind of mindset. And, that's just, to be able to come into work every single day with guys like that, it's a blessing.
So what do you think of when Andrew Ginkel scored another touchdown? Let's go through.
It's incredible, man. Whenever you can get defensive touchdowns, it's always fun to watch, sitting there on the bench. But, I saw him catch it, and I was like, all right, cool, let's go, grab my helmet. And 5 seconds later, or, whatever it was, 8-10 seconds later, he was in the end zone. And I was like, all right, let's go, man. Another pick six for Gink. So, it was awesome to see. Awesome to see our defense play the way that they did today.
Sam, how much did losing Aaron there kind of disrupt you guys there for most of the game?
Yeah, I think for us, obviously Aaron's a great player, but we just got to continue to, have a next man up mentality. Kind of similar to, what we did in the San Francisco game with Jets and Jordan being out and having some guys be able to step up, and the way that they did, and Aaron going out in that game as well. Just having guys continue to step up the way that they did. We're just always going to have that mindset of next man up kind of.
It's hard to win one game in the NFL, let alone 5, and be undefeated, especially when you have to travel abroad. How do you feel reflecting on those 5 games, knowing that you are the quarterback of the Minnesota Vikings? 5-0 Minnesota Vikings, reflecting on what you've done so far. How does that make you feel?
Yeah, I think for us, we have a lot of good things clicking right now as a team, but it's early. And, we know it's a long season. And, we just, again, like I said kind of in the beginning, we just got to continue to take it one step at a time. And if, you get caught up in what people are saying about you and you're this or you're that, we weren't listening to anything that people were saying before the season, so why would we start now? And so I think for us, it's kind of having that mindset.
Sam, did the moisture affect accuracy at all? Just trying to get a feel for the ball as the rain picked up a little bit there?
No, I felt like, I had a good grip on it the whole time.
Kevin said he wanted to stay confident, stay aggressive with the shots down the field. Was that something that you felt like was there and just you guys weren't connected, that there was opportunities there?
Yeah, there were definitely opportunities out there that I missed. Again, like I said, we'll watch the tape and get better that way. But again, there's a lot of opportunity out there to be had, and we just gotta, myself personally, just gotta continue to take it, one play at a time, and I feel like if I can do that, we'll be good.
On those deep shots, did it feel like you were pressing a little bit, or do you feel like you're really comfortable with all of the decisions you made?
Yeah, I'm always comfortable with the decisions that I make. You have to be as a quarterback. If you're ever doubting yourself out there, it's which is kind of, some things that I did early in my career. It can be a long day. So I think just having that confidence in myself to be able to let it rip whenever I see something or when I'm confident, I feel like, I can, just, continue to stay patient that way. And, wherever the coverage, wherever the defense, wherever they go, and whatever guy's open, you just throw it to them. It's as easy as that. But I think for me, it's continuing to see the field and just go through my reads and time my feet in with my eyes. And I feel like if I can do that and stay patient that way, we'll be good.
Last one for Sam.
What are the main values that this 5-0 run has been built on?
Say that one more time, sorry.
What are the main values that this 5-0 run has been built on so far this season?
Yeah, I think some of the biggest things, just to name a couple, are consistency and resiliency. I feel like that's kind of our MO. If we can continue to stay consistent and kind of like I talked about, like as an offense, just continue to sustain drives. And you get in these third and long situations which are tough. I think for me, just being able to put the ball in play and live to see another down. And then like I said, you go through ebbs and flows of every single game, and just being able to, have that resiliency to just take it one play at a time after that. That's kind of our mindset as an offense, but as a whole team as well.
Thanks,
Appreciate it, guys.
How's it going?
How was that pick six, Andrew?
It's a great feeling. Obviously, when you can make a play like that, it can change the game, and it's exciting, and I'm just glad I caught the ball, and the rest is history.
Do you think you could make it all the way to the end zone, then you had a lot to do in the quarter?
Yeah, once I got out of that first tackle, I started running. I saw Harrison Smith had a huge block, and if he doesn't make that block, I don't think I score. And so shout out to him and shout out to all the guys behind that, just blocked the skill players so they couldn't catch me.
That's 2 in 5 weeks now with the Vikings. That's more than you managed to. Have you done anything different this year with the new team?
Can you say that again?
That's your second one now this season. You think you had one before in your previous 5
Yeah.
years with Miami. Have you done anything different on your end?
I think, I had great coaches, obviously Vic Fangio, and then, being back, reuniting with Flores. These are 2 great coaches. They scheme well, they prepare you well, and in certain formations, different looks that the offense give you, they just kind of not give you answers, but they allow you to anticipate and play fast. So it's something that I just read and caught the ball.
Were you supposed to drop, or you just?
Yeah, up in that play, I was just kind of reading the guard, and he came at me, so I dropped and tried to get into that pocket where, basically where the hot throw is, and something that we planned on and expected.
Andrew, what's the key to kind of filling that space there, figuring out your drop to get into that hot area so you're right in the middle of the throwing lane?
It's kind of reading the quarterback's eyes, kind of anticipate where the expect the ball where it should go. There's a couple of different answers when we show that all up look, and it's kind of something that I anticipated and dropped to the right spot.
Can we be clear here, though? Brother, I need a little bit more excitement. You picked off Aaron Rodgers. You're going to be able to tell this story to your grandkids. Right? Like, it's almost like a defensive lineman sacking Peyton Manning, et cetera, et cetera. Like, think about that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean, I'm lost for words. It's just, I couldn't believe it happened. He told me too. Christmas came early for me, and just a guy of that caliber, that level is. I'm just thankful, grateful, and all the hard work and just dedication that that Flo puts in, and then putting us in the right position to succeed, and the rest you just got to make it come to life.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Andrew, the league you've kind of over here for quite a while now. So you had a long time to soak up that noise, that colour. What did that feel like? Because it felt to me, and I've covered a lot of these games, but that's as good as it gets in London.
Yeah, and I think it goes back to our the Vikings atmosphere at home. We kind of got that sense here with the Skull chant, and it's the best atmosphere. And when you can get a crowd like that going and get them hyped, it's exciting. And we got fans all over the world, and I'm thankful to be a Viking because we got the best fans in the world.
Andrew, how much do you enjoy playing for Coach Flo?
I love it. He holds us to a high standard, and he puts us in position to make plays and allows us to play fast, physical, and play at a high level. And just the way that he works, the way that he kind of leads the room, and just gives us confidence to play fast and go out there and anticipate and make plays. And he keeps talking about this thing called joy, and just love playing it. We're ultimately playing a kid's game, and if you're not enjoying this, you're not in the right sport or job.
There are a lot of versatile defenders on the defense, Metellus, Smith, you. How do Flo and the rest of that defensive coaching staff prepare you to have so many different responsibilities?
He does a great job of kind of teaching the big picture. So, Metellus or I could be at different positions, but we're kind of doing the same thing. And, he kind of teaches it in ways that, like, defenders on the field are just kind of X's on the field, and you could be here, you could be over there, you could be in the D line, you could be inside backer, and at the end of the day, it's kind of spots and positions and zones and coverage where you're dropping to.
Andrew, when did Aaron tell you that about the Christmas game early before you? Was it after the game or some period during the game?
It was I think it was third or fourth quarter. I kind of got close to him, and he just made that comment to me.
You say anything back to him?
No, I just told him thank you, and didn't say a whole lot. I kind of just walked away.
Thanks, everyone.
Yep, thank you, guys.
I got you. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Don't do that.
Sorry, Cam.
All good. Take your time.
Hey, Cam, a pick against Aaron Rodgers is always a great thing for you guys to do. I need to ask you about the celebration.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Talk to me about
Thank
that.
you.
Because that is special.
All right, so we're on a generational celebration run right now. 3 weeks in a row, we've had some fire celebrations. But this might have been one of my favorites just because that's one of my favorite movies, and it's based in London. And so as soon as I knew we were playing in London, I'm like, and I watched that movie last week, I'm like, this is it. So really just being able to really have those things ready because we expect to have these turnovers, and we're always preparing, and we know that the fact that we go out there and practice and prepare every single day, every single week, we know we're going to get that ball. So my mindset is I got to have something ready every single week. But that's one of my favorite movies, and I had to shout out to London for that one.
And talk to me about the pick itself, because you just said you're going to get the ball at some point. You're playing in a great defense led by a great guy, Brian Flores. Talk to me about that play. Did you have a feel that it was coming your way before you did get the bit?
Yeah, I did for sure. Just knowing that it was a two-man, so I just knew to get depth so I could make a break on whether he throws it to number 1 or number 2. But really, just going into this game, we knew Rodgers was he trusts his arm. He's one of the greatest to ever do it. But the fact that he has that talent, he tries to throw even when people are covered. So I knew I'd get an opportunity because that ball would be in the air. So I made sure I got to just catch the ball.
Mentally, do you make any special adjustments when you're playing against a quarterback of someone like Aaron Rodgers' caliber?
Really, you just have to know you got to be tighter on the receivers. You know that the disguises won't do everything to somebody like Rodgers that's seen everything, played 20 seasons in the NFL. So really, you're not going to trick him with too many things. But going in there, you know that you have to play tighter to the receivers and know if he's going to throw the ball to his guys, the ball's going to be perfect pretty much every time. So really, the focus in the week was to be tight on the body of the receivers, then you'll be able to find the ball.
Kim, what was going through your head when Stephon closed it?
Oh, GOAT. That's one of the greatest to ever do it. And we were talking on the sideline. He's I think he's the last. Yeah, he was the last starting DB to have a pick. So we were not making fun of him. We were like, come on, you got to get it today. This is your one. So, but to have a game winner, and especially in a time where it's GOAT on GOAT, Aaron Rodgers versus Gilly. I don't think you should test people like that. I don't care what type of game you had in the beginning. To have guts to throw it to Gilly in the clutches, that's pretty risky. So he showed why he's one of the greatest.
Kim, what does it take for a corner in that spot to make a play on that back shoulder ball that everybody knows Rodgers has without grabbing him and getting called for a flag there?
Really, just getting your eyes back. You have to know that, like I said already, every ball will be perfect with Rodgers, but knowing what he likes to do and knowing what type of receiver he was throwing it to, he wasn't a big-time deep threat. He's a possession guy, and really the back shoulder is one of the hardest balls to defend just because it's always going to be that momentum going upfield and then putting it on the back shoulder perfectly. So knowing that really they're going to attack the back shoulder. We practiced that this week. We had a lot of extra reps on it this week, and it was beautiful to see it happen in real life.
Just because it's Rodgers and you know how much he does that.
Exactly. Yep, and especially knowing who you're going against. He's a back shoulder guy. We talked about that this week, and that was on the scouting report. This is the possession, back shoulder, jump ball, fade ball guy.
Is there anything in your game that you're looking to improve on? Because the theme since Friday today from every player and coach Kevin as well is that we're not done yet, and this is you've not even hit your ceiling yet as a team. Even though you're 5-0.
Yeah.
So is there anything you're focusing on with goals with yourself and what you'd like to improve on?
Me personally, just wanted to be consistent. There's been so many times in my career where I have a streak of good games, and then you kind of flatten out, get a little high off of some wins, and get a little happy. So really, my mindset is just consistency with my process, and everything else will take care of itself. Just because if I do my extra work after practice every day, if I practice full speed every single day and watch the same amount of film every single week or more, I know the results will come. So really just always be better with the consistency with my process, and I know the result will happen how it should.
What was either the messaging on the sideline or what you guys were talking about leading into that last drive? You guys have been on the field a lot, and it's kind of like you got to make a stop.
Yeah, we were happy to have the game really be in our hands. And in practice, especially in training camp, every other day we'd have a 2-minute drill situation. And you have to know the situation. Okay, they have to score. They have this many timeouts. So being able to put all that practice, and like I talked about my process and our defensive process, we've seen those situations every other day in training camp. So we've been able to go against really good guys. So we're really excited to be able to go and put the game in our hands. And even when we're down there in the red zone, our back is against the wall. We thrive in those situations, and as a competitor, that's how you want every game to be.
Have you enjoyed your time in London so far?
Oh, I loved it so far. Tonight, I'll finally be able to explore and go see all the tourist attractions. So I'll walk around near all the big touristy things. But I've been locked in, so I've been staying at the hotel pretty much the first time we went 2 years ago, then today. So I'm excited that we have time after the game to actually go see something. But I love it here. People are super cool. Just the atmosphere in the game, seeing people wear just football jerseys overall, not even Viking jerseys. It just shows the love that people have for this sport out here, and it's super cool being halfway across the world and seeing people loving the same thing that we do.
You were
the guys that came back out of the locker room for a photo after the game. Was that who led that or orchestrated that, and what did that mean to you?
I don't know. Some of the DBs just started saying, "Hey, let's take a picture," and I was like, "No, if we're gonna take a picture, let's go outside and really get the scoreboard." Just it's a blessing, just the fact that we're able to come out here and play a kids game across the world, and for that to be our job. We thank God for that every single day, and we just know that we have a special job, and we never take that for granted. So we had to capture that moment, getting a win, being able to be with our brothers overseas, and it's crazy. A bunch of just kids that made it to the NFL. And we still feel like kids, so we were like, we got to capture this moment, especially after the game we had, one of our DBs having the game winner. So we just had to capture that moment and just make sure that that's something that we don't forget. Good. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Congratulations. Hey, Jonathan, I watched you dance your way off the field. Super happy, super excited to be here, undefeated in the UK, 5-0. How much did that win mean to you?
It was a lot. We put in a lot of hard work. I mean, from hearing all the naysayers, all that stuff like that, we hear it all. We try not to pay attention, but it's obviously, like I said, it's inevitable. But whenever you can see all that hard work come to fruition, man, it's an amazing thing. We never know who can make the play. So I think me seeing everybody make plays like Gink, Beasley making his pick, HP getting his sack, IP getting his sack, like. Whenever we can all be hitting on all cylinders like that, man, I'm excited just to see everything, like I said again, come to fruition.
Jonathan, how much of a draw has it been playing in this Brian Flores defense? Because it seems like you guys, you've got 11 interceptions now, 21 sacks. You're feeding on that line. It must be such a joy to be in that where it's so open.
Yeah, no, it's an amazing thing. People always ask like, what are y'all doing? I mean. I don't know. Even I don't know sometimes. Yeah, we obviously know a play whenever we got to check to something, but even when it gets hot out there, crowd gets noisy because we're on defense and we check a lot. So it's kind of like being on offense with a loud crowd. It's hard for you to check. So we got to be dialed in. I mean, it could be 3 plays, 4 plays in one. But you just have to understand the scheme, understand ball, and just trust your teammates. Trust that they're going to put you in the right situation. We lean on our captains. We lean on people who've been here before. Hitman has been amazing. Obviously got his sack, 20th career sack. That's an amazing thing. Shout out to that. That's amazing as a safety. I love the way he's done, obviously, for this organization. We love him back. And to see him go out there and continue to lead us, and Cash as well, I feel like those two are the best best leaders to weather any storm for our defense and just continue to just put us in right positions. Obviously, Flo's doing it, but when they get on that field, those guys really just calm the storm, and everything else just goes fast.
What makes this team special?
That's a good one. I think it's a lot of guys that are still hungry. A lot of guys have faced a lot of adversity. We got guys that either late picks, 3rd round, whatever, undrafted. Guys are still in that mode of proving themselves, and I feel like that's kind of how I've carried myself all my life. I've been a skinnier guy coming up all my life trying to play D-line, and they're like, hey, you ain't going to do this, you ain't going to be able to do that. And you got guys like Gink, they probably told him a lot of stuff, you ain't going to be able to do this and that. Yeah, you got to pick 6. Cash, same way. This whole team is filled with that mindset, and I feel like that's one of the things that everybody's trying to figure out, when are we going to get complacent? When are we going to be like, okay, all right, you showed yourself. You improved to everybody. All right, cool. You get your pat on your back. But we don't care about that. It's more so man, we got so much more to go with this team, not just on the defense. And, we still haven't played our best ball, which is crazy to say. Obviously, the score may not be indicative of that. But we're putting something together really, really good, and we only getting our foot barely in the water. So I'm excited to be a part of that, because when I came here, instantly from OTAs, I instantly knew how we worked. Some guys, you've been there before, OTA, some guys just don't show up, or some guys are just there to go through the motions. Man, them guys are in there working, and I'm right there with them, and it's like, oh, y'all for real about this. Like y'all really y'all ain't trying to just go in here and just win the division, or y'all ain't trying to just prove y'all really trying to go out here and dominate. And that's the part where I can get down with that. I've been a part of defenses like that, and I love to have that feeling.
I say a name, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Coach Flores.
Chaos. Absolute chaos. Controlled chaos is what I like to say, what he like to say too. It's a lot of stuff, man. But I ain't gonna give away the secrets. But but it's a lot of stuff, man. It's just a simple fact of if you just trust in the system, man, trust in what he know he doing. Some things you got to be selfless in this defense. You can't be a guy that just say, hey, when am I gonna make my play? When I'm gonna do this? Hey, man, do your job until that number is called. And when your number is called, make the play. Everybody you literally seen, 4 to 5 players make a game-changing play. And everybody's just excited as if they made the play. And I feel like that's what he's instilled in all of us. Hey, your time coming. Like, don't panic. Don't do anything. Don't be selfish. Don't play hero ball in this defense. And as you've seen, we play disciplined ball. We make sure that we do our job and then some, you know, because at the end of the day, they don't know. And anytime we got an offense on their toes, man, that's when we're playing on our terms, and that's what we like to do at the end of the day, to have the pen in our hand last. Thank you. Appreciate that.
In the second half, it seemed like Rodgers sped up his process, got rid of the ball quicker, shorter throws. How do you as a defense kind of adapt to that?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about it. Every play has a weakness to it. The thing is, with Flo's defense, we don't give you time to figure it out. You know, some teams, they can't figure it out. A-Rod is come on now. He's one of one, honestly, and he's probably very few that's going to be able to pick up and say, okay, well, this is going to be here, this is going to be here, and throw dots like that. And teams are going to look at that. So we have to look at ourselves in the mirror and understand how are we going to adjust to that. Because, I mean, everybody else is going to be like, oh, that's the winning recipe right there. So we had a couple plays in there that, you know, that we expected that they would try to hit in our open spots, and we executed. But as you've seen at the end, he definitely got on a little roll. And this A-Rod, at the end of the day, is still crazy. I mean, I literally watched my own eyes as, man, call out our defense and didn't even look at the throw. He just threw the ball. I'm like, okay, that's just A-Rod. Like, you got to tip your hat sometimes. So I was honored to be on the field with him. Obviously, I wish I sat him, but I was just honored to be there, man. He's a great mind. He's like a coach on the field. It was really something special to hear and watch how he just diagnose coverages and diagnose the whole play, and know who's coming, know who's not coming, know where his hots are, know where his, you know, just things that a lot of inexperienced quarterbacks or quarterbacks who don't have that type of poise or experience will be able to manage, you know. So we know that they're going to use that recipe moving forward. We got that target on our back. We say that every week. Our defense is one of those where it say, hey, we want to beat their defense. It ain't about we want to beat that team. We want to beat that defense. And at the end of the day, we own that. And I tell everybody to own that. And I feel like that's what makes us carry a chip on our shoulder, because when our back against the wall, we want to see what's up.
On third down, the crowd gave you a lot of noise. What do you think of the fan base over here?
It was crazier than I thought, honestly. I've never been here before. So they told me about it before when they came here a couple years ago. But I was like, you know, I mean, do they really like American football like that, you know? And obviously, come from Houston, they didn't have a well-established fan base like that. So obviously, if they probably had it here, who knows? But to see how they showed up here, man, Skull Nation was amazing. I mean, people who probably didn't even know anything about Vikings ball, they say, hey, I'm going to get a jersey and just start doing the chant at this point. And we'll take that, you know what I'm saying? So we love it. The hospitality has been great here. The fans have been amazing. The support has been amazing. I can't say enough about everything about this place. I've been growing up watching this team on TV forever. So I'm a big soccer fan, so playing in the EPL Stadium, I'm definitely honored, and I'll remember this for the rest of my life.
Who's your team?
Don't kill me for this, people. All right. I started off Man City. I was a big Tottenham fan when they had Gareth Bale back in the day, but I bounce around for a good bit. But yeah, for sure, I definitely like Man City, for sure. Sorry. For sure.
In the last 3 weeks, you faced Houston. Cam Akers had 21 rushing yards last week. Josh Jacobs had around 50 rushing yards. Breece Hall was under 30 rushing yards today. How have you been stopping the rush so effectively?
Stopping the run is a want-to thing. I feel like it can be a schematics thing, but stopping the run is a want-to. You either going to win your one-on-one match and get off the block and make the play, or they're going to get yards on it. And Flo calls it up to where it is like that. You know, either you're going to be free or you got to win your one-on-one to make that play. I feel like you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You can't just go out there and just play everything like it's pass, because they'll just run it right down, right up the middle. So we pride ourselves in that. We pride ourselves to make sure we keep them under 100. Honestly, with our standard, we try to keep them under 50. But, you know, obviously, you know, they're good teams out there. They're great players. So we hold ourselves to a high standard, more than what people probably put on us. But even today, that was too many. In our opinion, nobody. I mean, like, we won that game, but there's still people in there that's like, yeah, we got the dub and going to the bye week. But defensively, we know that we got to tighten up. I mean, because teams gonna be coming after. They're gonna look at all those plays that they hit on, and we can't get complacent and say, okay, it's just gonna work. They ain't gonna pick it up. No, they're gonna come with some stuff. So we're gonna go back to the drawing board. We're gonna enjoy this win, obviously, 24-hour rule. But at the same time, hey man, we're gonna be routing the right route, honestly, whenever we come back to play ball.
Jonathan, what was going through your mind when Ginkel did it again?
I didn't think he was gonna score initially. So I'm running, and I'm like, oh, he got a pick, of course, like, because we see him doing it in practice. So like at this point, I don't even get excited. I'm like, all right, bet. Then I seen, Hitman have a block on Brees Hall. I'm like, okay. And then next, he just took. I said, and I ended up running faster than him to get to the end zone. So, man, I love that. Gink is such an instinctual player that these things are like normal for him. He kind of expects these things to happen. He should have had another pick, but he slipped on one of them. He slipped in there and could have got right in the window. It's been another pick. So, but that's just Gink, man. Everybody knows that like he's like a Swiss Army knife. You can go to middle linebacker, on the edge, nickel, you name it. He's just a special player, and he's a guy who's also been in flow system before, so he can kind of help us out with certain things to expect out of offenses. Oh, my bad. Yep.
So we're in London, and they play a different type of football here.
Mm-hmm.
Who would you compare a footballer to your game?
That's a good one. Can I show my Man City card again? The old Man City card. I'm a big company guy. A long time ago. His defense and how he just managed the game. His physicality, his knowledge of the game, understanding how teams are going to attack him. He just always kind of just never flinched and everything. He always was able to adjust on any type of attack that anything, no matter what the formation was. So. I remember him vividly, literally just stopping anything. Anytime he had one-on-one with somebody, I was like, yeah, it's good. And like he's locking that down. So, yeah, shout out to him. I obviously hope to meet him one day too. But yeah, definitely like to say that. Appreciate y'all, man. You have a good one.